growing up feeling like you were the problem when the environment makes change impossible. Welcome back to the channel where truth is spoken, healing is honored, and growth is the mission. Welcome to Family Focused, the Healing the Roots movement. I want to share something deeply personal today, something that shaped me for years without me even realizing it. I grew up believing that I was the problem, that something was wrong with me, not because I was bad, but because of the way I was treated. I grew up with emotional neglect, the silent treatment, being blamed for things, overly criticized, and honestly feeling invisible, misunderstood, and unseen in the place where a child should feel safest, my home. But I also grew up in the church, and if you are from church culture, you know that conventions are 2 times a year. Churches come together. The singing, the worship, the community convention felt like oxygen. Every time I went, I would say to myself, this time I'm going to change. This time will be different. This time I'm going to come back a better person. Because convention had that effect. It lifted you, it inspired you, it made you feel closer to God, closer to hope, closer to the version of yourself you desperately wanted to be. But there was something no one told me as a child, something I didn't understand until much later. While convention changed me for a moment, my environment at home never changed. I would come back feeling renewed, transformed, motivated, but I was returning to the same emotional neglect, the same silent treatment, the same blame, the same criticism, the same atmosphere that made me feel invisible. The same people who had already decided who I was. The same emotional temperature that told me, you are the problem. And here's the truth I didn't know then. No child can outgrow an environment that constantly breaks them. My failure to change wasn't the failure of my spirit. It wasn't a lack of effort. It wasn't that I didn't want it enough. It was biology. It was psychology. It was environmental conditioning. 90% of a child's brain development is shaped by their environment. Harvard Center on the Developing Child. Your home literally wires your nervous system. Repeated emotional neglect activates the stress response system. This puts your body in survival mode, even when no physical danger exists. Silent treatment impacts the brain the same way physical pain does. Neuroscience and interpersonal neurobiology research, your brain interprets it as a threat. Children who grow up being blamed or overly criticized internalize a false identity. Psychologists call this toxic shame, the belief that I am wrong, not that something happened to me. Environment predicts 40 to 60% of long-term behavior outcomes. Stanford Behavior Design Lab. More than motivation, more than willpower, more than desire. So while convention uplifted me spiritually, my home environment was undoing that change emotionally and neurologically. Not because I wasn't trying, but because my environment was stronger than my effort. The truth I learned later. Nothing was wrong with me. What was wrong was the environment that made me believe that. And maybe you grew up the same way, always trying to change, always feeling like the problem, always thinking if you could just be better, the treatment would stop, never realizing the environment was designed to keep you small, silent, and unseen. You weren't the problem. Your environment shaped your responses. Children adapt to survive. You cannot grow where you are not nurtured. Even the best seed cannot thrive in toxic soil. Temporary spiritual highs cannot override long-term emotional wounds. Not convention, not church, not relationships, not motivation. If the environment doesn't change, the behavior can't sustainably change. Environment is stronger than willpower. Healing becomes possible when you remove yourself from the places that harm you. You were never difficult. You were adapting to survive invisible wounds. Your nervous system isn't broken. It was shaped by survival, not safety. The redemption, and now as an adult, I finally understand. I never needed to become a different person. I needed a different environment. I needed, like every child, safety, understanding, emotional consistency. I needed love without punishment. I needed space to grow, not pressure to perform. Today, I create that environment for myself and for my child because I refuse to pass on what I survived. And if you're watching this, you can do the same. You can rewrite the script. You can rewire your nervous system. You can build a life where you are not blamed, silenced, or unseen, but respected, valued, and loved. If this message hit home, it's not because you're broken, it's because you're waking up. And healing begins where awareness starts. If this helped you, like, share, and subscribe. And let's keep healing one truth at a time. Healing the nation, one child at a time.